Speaking of relationships, Jackson State and Deion Sanders. Yeah, Coach Sanders is taking another job at the University of Colorado.
They Jackson State and Deion Sanders broke up.
Yeah, they broke up.
It was a hard break.
It
It was
wasn't.
over 60,000 people that he broke up with.
No,
He broke up with an entire city.
they feel that way. I don't think he feels that way, obviously. But
I mean, he has some type of feeling about this, but I mean, it's more of a professional. There was other things that were going on. It's more of a professional move as opposed to a personal move.
correct.
But the people that he broke up with,
Took it personal.
they took it personally.
There are people who vandalized his mural.
Well, I mean, if they burn LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers jersey, they was gonna do something to Deion stuff in Jackson, Mississippi.
Nah, I mean,
It was the same type of sentiment.
I guess if
How
you,
could you leave us
but that's
stranded here?
emotionally unintelligent, right?
In a nutshell.
Right? Because let's just say, I think Deion.
But they're not thinking about that as they're lighting stuff on fire.
Yeah, but if you are connected to if it was about what benefits Jackson, do you think damaging his mural or cussing him out, does that help Jackson? And does that, if you were, now you got to get another coach, which they got another coach, and we'll talk about that. Do you think that's a good look? Like, I think people are emotionally.
They make stuff look bad.
Yeah, it's emotion. People are emotionally
and
invested.
And that's why I left.
Well, yeah, but let's not get into all the challenges that he had to deal with. But my issue is people putting it all on Deion Sanders as if he's the one person,
The savior.
the savior. Like, we got this savior mentality, because people will say celebrity worship. Well, if you are mad at Deion, that's celebrity worship. If you are not,
idol worship.
it is. It because it's like you assume that the show stops because he left. So if he's not a big deal, then why are you so mad?
One monkey don't stop no show.
Well, apparently it does. Apparently it does, because you're mad at one man making a decision for himself. If you were that independent and that, if you're all that in the bag of chips, if a person wants to walk out the door, all right, well, thank you for your time. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? But
I mean, it should have been more of a like a standing ovation.
correct.
Like a gratitude moment.
Correct.
It was definitely not that.
Correct. And so
But
that's
it was almost as if Deion had washed off his blackness, put on white face. He was so mad that he left the entire race.
But many of these people, many of these people that are talking, most of them work for white companies. Most of them don't give to HBCUs. Most of them didn't go to a Jackson State game. Most of them, because Dr. Umar comes out of the woodwork and he starts talking on the Breakfast Club. It's like, bro, you got a school situation that you should just be quiet, bro. Because if anybody,
your credibility is
shot, man. Like, look, you can't be criticized, because anybody that criticizes you, all of a sudden they're a hater, and then you go on the Breakfast Club and you trying to criticize Deion. It's like, just stop, bro. Like, you're not.
Be quiet.
You're not. Just stop it. Like, that's, and people ran with it because they agree with it. But the reality is that if we're talking about celebrity worship, then if you're that mad at Deion, that's celebrity worship.
Yeah, but they don't know all the stuff that he went through and endured.
Some of them do. Some of them do, and they don't care. They're emotionally tied to the situation.
They're like, we deal with this all the time.
It's like they only care about how it makes them feel. But people don't realize, group economics, they can actually pool their resources, and if they wanted to do something, anything that we want to do, if we pool our resources, we can do it easily. Because how do we know that it's possible? Because Mercedes-Benz knows it's possible. Gucci knows it's possible. All these other companies know how to get money from us, but somehow HBCUs can't get money from us, or we can't hold people accountable based on our group connectivity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that part I don't really agree with. That we don't have the money. We got the money. We just not putting it towards the things that matter to us. And then Deion Sanders, his office got broken into.
After the fact?
No, this is when he first got there. Or I think when he's only been there 3 years, but his office got broken into, his credit cards and all that stuff was stolen. His son's car got broken into. I think his car got broken into twice, and I think his son's car got broken into. And
they're like, so what's wrong with that?
And then on top of that, they had the water crisis.
And he has a disability.
And he had, like what they said, 9 surgeries. I don't know how many surgeries he had, but he was on the hospital bed, lost 2 toes, going through all kind of, gave half his salary, most of his salary back so that they can help build new facilities, brought in game day and brought in sponsors, but somehow Deion's a sellout. And then there was I don't know if it's true, but there was a rumor that there was coaches signing a petition to not let him coach in this bowl game they got going on Saturday. So it's all bad, man. It's just crazy. But add injury to insult, Deion was talking about like part of his compensation was like if he bring people to the stadium, he gets a piece of that. So he said he saw sold out stadiums, and then when they go and look at the ticket sales, it's like this. I guess the stadium's capacity is like 60,000. So the stadium is sold out, but then they go to the ticket sale roll and it's only saying 28,000. So he's like, yeah, somebody's stealing. You know what I'm saying? So then that affects my bottom line. So now you're telling this man who's went through all of that. Now
don't forget that he had to take a bath
in the pool. And put the kids in the hotel, and all the other challenges he had to deal with. You're telling this man, no, don't take $5 million. And he said, like, his $300,000 salary isn't $300,000 if you're giving half of it back. So don't
to build the facility.
Right. So don't take the don't bypass this $150,000 and take the $5 million. Drop them $5 million, and it's not about the money. It is always about the money.
Yeah, he was giving more than he was getting.
Right? And so he's supposed to, because he made his NFL money. Well, shit, who was the person training? Was it Deion, or was it all these other people training when Deion was training? When he whatever skills he acquired, whatever he did in NFL. And if you look at his salary, he didn't make a lot of money back then. Back then, the NFL players didn't make as much as they make now.
It was endorsement.
Yeah, so this idea that, we're going to put it all on Deion, the responsibility, the shoulders of the HBCU on Deion, I think that's hogwash. But again, those are relationship issues that, people are, and in relationships you deal with that. You got emotions. Somebody feel slighted, all of a sudden they going to, I'm gonna hit you with this child support. I'm gonna hit you with this alimony. I'm gonna take you to the courts. So you get emotions involved, and sometimes it takes away from the accomplishment within a relationship. Let's focus on what he did good, and how Jackson State benefited, and how we all were proud of that situation. We wanted to go down and support the school. I was going to take my kids down, and I'm still going to go take my kids down and go to a game just because of the notoriety, the things that he brought back to the HBCU. The HBCU I went to didn't have a football team, so I didn't really have that football environment. So to see Jackson State, have that energy being brought back to a HBCU, that was amazing. So
now we're going to Colorado.
Right, because Deion, right? It's Deion Sanders, right? And it's like, how can you? Nobody's going to go to a game at Colorado. Yeah, right. Everybody's going, just like Jackson State. Like, who was going?
Colorado is closer.
Yeah. Not to say people didn't go to Jackson State games, but it's like more people went to Jackson State, and so more people are going to go to Colorado. So that's kind of how it works.
And that's why people are mad, because he got a new boo.